And I'm one of the piano faculty members of the Middle School Summer Music Festival. This would have been my 4th summer teaching for AFA, and of course I was so sad when we couldn't be together. But hopefully with this video, it finds you healthy and well, and maybe a little bit bored, so that you are now inspired and maybe challenged to do something else to improve your piano playing. Okay, so I'm excited to bring to you today memory challenges, and something that we've done every single year at AFA. This really gets you to see if you actually know the piece that you're performing, okay? Not just sitting down and playing, because there are 2 separate things about that, all right? So quickly, the first thing is to try everything at half tempo. What this does is it tests if you actually know what your muscles are doing, right? Instead of just letting your fingers go. So half tempo, done. And of course that's by memory. The second thing you can do is left hand alone. So playing your left hand alone usually means that you don't have your right hand, which is you don't have your melody. Okay, when we think of for Elise, we don't think about the left hand, we think about the right hand melody. Da 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 dum, right? If you can hum the left hand, good for you. If not, now's your time to try to play it, right? So if you're like me, you might be doing this, kind of trying out your right hand while you play your left hand. And I bet you the first time it's going to be kind of clunky, okay? But that's okay. Try it several times until you can play your left hand as musically as you can play your right hand. So, right? So that's our second challenge. Obviously, if you have a piece where the melody is in our left hand, then the challenge for you would be to do your right hand. The third challenge is backwards practicing. Okay, now this isn't note by note from the last note to the first note, but rather section by section. So it is so crucial for us to really know the last part of your piece, because no matter what happens, you need to be able to end your piece, right? You don't want to just give up halfway through the piece. So know the ending of your piece, be able to start it. So I would suggest practicing it starting from the ending every day for a full week, okay? And see if you really know that, because I bet you it's gonna help. The fourth and final one is composing, okay? Now, I'm not telling you to write your own piece, but rather pretend you're the composer and you have to rewrite that piece by memory. Now, the piece would probably be way too long, but so take the first 3 measures or the first line and do your best. So I like this one because you can do this away from the piano. Grab yourself a sheet of paper and pencil. Make sure you have actually a staff. So if you have manuscript paper, that's awesome. If not, just make your own, right? Draw your 5 lines, and hopefully with a ruler so it's a little longer. And then you can just start trying to get all the details down. And I bet you might be missing some, okay? So here's some things to get you thinking as you're going. You want to remember your register. That's going to actually help you in the very beginning. Do you set up both clefs as treble clef or bass clef, or is it treble and bass clef, or is it bass clef, right? Think about that. Second, we so often think about when we're going to play the notes, but we don't think about when we're not playing the notes, okay? So be thinking about rests and the lengths of notes, okay? Are you playing a tied note? Are you playing a half note, a quarter note, or a dotted quarter note with an 8th rest? That's really important to know, okay? Along with that, we want to know our articulation, okay? Are you using staccato notes, legato, a mix of both, tenuto, right? There's so many different markings. D, we have dynamics. How loud? Dynamics. How loud or how soft are you starting? And bonus points to get the second dynamic marking in there too, because one dynamic marking alone doesn't tell us anything, right? we need to contrast it with whatever is coming up next to know exactly how we're going to play it. So dynamics for sure. Next we have tempo, okay? This is at the very beginning of your piece at the top, right? You have something that maybe looks like presto or lento or adagio or andante espressivo. Those are all the Italian terms. You could certainly have some that are English, right? Like a gentle breeze. Actually, I've seen that one. And that's actually more of a mood marking, but that's still right up there in the very upper left-hand corner of your sheet music. So try to remember what that looks like and write it down. This could also be like a quarter note equals 120 kind of tempo indication, okay? So jot down what you remember about your piece. And then what we want to also remember is meter, okay? So this is your time signature. Is it 4/4? Is it 3/4? Is it 2/4? Is it 3/8? 5/8? 6/8? There's a lot. There's a lot more outside of this, but these are probably your most common ones. And try to decide what that is for you, because let me tell you, if you play your, let's say for Elise, with the wrong meter, let's say 4/4, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually had to practice that because it was so hard to count 1, 2, 3, 4 at the same time as playing. What it should be is 3/8 with a pickup. So make sure that sometimes our opening measure is not a complete measure, right? So 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. You should know what that meter is, all right? So make sure you have that. And that's it. If you can do all of these 4 challenges, then I think you are good to go. My guess is you probably can do all of these, but maybe this one you don't have all of the details. So what I would do is check your work, see what you're missing, and then circle that on your music so that when you're practicing, you can pay closer attention to the items that you are missing. All right, so good luck and be well.